Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Yulia Petrova, and I'm going to make a tarot prediction today on tarot cards for you. My main channel is, if you don't know me, Tarot Yulia Petrova in Russian. I am Ukrainian, based in United States. So if you see me for the first time and you will think that this channel might be interesting to you, and you will think that hopefully this tarot card reading is gonna kind of like click with the logic of your thinking, you will like and subscribe this video, hopefully. So today I'm going to provide you with my predictions on the conflict or war, whatever you want to call it, whatever is closer to you. To me, this looks like a war. We're going to see how long it could last, and what can happen, and what to expect, and what does it mean for you. What does it mean for Iranian people, and is there a chance for anything deeper than the surface scratching that we can see? Of course, definitely a lot of information in news is covered up, and so we can reveal a lot of things today reading the cards. So let's start off. Is this war actually going to last a long time? That's the main question of the reading, but I will see, of course, I will be looking at more things to inform you about. First of all, this war is going to make people leave their places, leave their houses. It's going to be a big movement of people of Iran moving upwards, because it shows that a lot of people are going to lose their chance and possibility to use their country and land for living, and a lot of people are going to die, unfortunately. Of course, people are going to try to save their kids. There's going to be a lot of refugees right now, and a lot of people are never going to come back to their home country. So what we're looking at right now is two eights. First one is Eight of Swords, which means that we're looking at that Iran is going to be surrounded by different countries like European Union, United States, and possibly even Australia is going to connect into this conflict. Let's see what Russia is going to do about this conflict, which is very interesting since Russia is a friendly country with Iran, so we can see a prediction about that too. So Russia is kind of like sitting at the economic situation where they're limited, sort of limited to the ability of aiding Iran with the money, or whatever they can do is just, they already did send something in there, and it shows like a resource or volume of, for example, some drones or whatever we know about, right? So there's some sort of weapon that Russia have shared with Iran, right? That is going to put a huge, large impact into this war. Russia is definitely wanting to take over the other country, which is where I'm from, originally Ukraine, right? So right now, this is the chance for them to do this, because we can see the Nine of Pentacles. They can have a chance to make more money right now. So as the oil and gas stop selling from Iran, right, we can see that Russia is getting more money flow in the country, and their economy is going to boost from this situation right here. Also, which is very important, is that the help is on the way too for Iran, but however, it's going to be more strategically closer to their borders, right? So this mean it could be Iran help where the border is close to like Russia, right? Armenia, Azerbaijan, those countries. So we can see that there's another country that's going to side Russia and Iran very unexpectedly. Especially this country can be a European country, which is interesting, right? So, um, which problems or Iran is about to face? Let's look at that. Which problems Iran is about to face? So we already saw that by prediction, this war is going to last longer than expected. I'm sorry for the yard trimming procedures that are going on behind the scenes. So right now, I want to say that this is um, a very difficult situation. Of course, I don't think that Iran is going to win this war. However, I don't think that United States is going to win. Both countries are going to stay very, very financially and physically destructed. Of course, Iran is going to be destructed. However, this looks like Iran is going to have a movement to another country. So Iranian people and Muslim people are going to spread out even more, which gives the opportunities to them, not only the bad side of the situation. So the elites are going to change, and it shows us that the old powers are going to be abandoned in a way they're going to be left behind. Also, we see that it's a lot of complications for United States because they will have to get some help. They will get help, and however, Iran will lose a lot of facilities to that know how to get delivery of the oil, for example, and stuff like that, because it shows me the resource and the use of this particular resource, right? So we can tell that this Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, is something that actually particularly shows me that the conflict is going to be ended by women, and women need to influence on the situation. We will see how this is going to play out in the long run, but however, this is the main sense of this, right? Let's see how United States is going to feel right after this conflict and how it's going to feel right now, right? So we'll see um, the present, near future, and far future. Okay, alrighty. So United States itself is going to have difficulties. So the process of the war is actually not about people or protection other people. It's all about the resources. Um, However, meanwhile, we're getting distracted from the real thing, which is the money and economical transformation of United States to the electronic dollar, right? So when people are so worried about the war in their country, or if their country is taking part in some kind of sort of war, they're all worried, stressed about their own family and stuff like that. They're going to be transferred into this new system, economical system that is going to change life of Americans forever. So we now can see that the movement of the war is going to be pretty fast. There's going to be a lot of bombing. It's very intense. It shows me that it's going to be a radical, difficult war that's going to leave a lot of people homeless, and people who are going to leave their houses and stuff like that. It's going to be a lot of difficulties, that are going to follow up this war. However, we can tell that the world is going to judge this war more than support it on the side of United States, of course. Okay, so let's see how in the long run it's going to change the life of Americans, how this war is going to influence our lives, right? So it shows me that a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. A lot of people are going to be in a crisis, especially like a mental and soul crisis when people are like in disbelief and everything. A lot of things are going to change between people. People are going to be more like rough, and it's going to be more tension, and you're going to see this. Unfortunately, Queen of Cups is something that shows that the female world in United States, female population has to change the views and the things that we are, maybe have to go back to bases, thinking about family, thinking about respect, thinking about priorities and stuff like that. What woman means in this war is a big meaning right here, because a woman is not a fighter. Woman is not necessarily somebody who wants to be right now very rough and sharp and mean and everything. So women are going to change this country for the better, in my opinion, right now. And again, and the future of United States is also to get influence of women's powers and change it to the better, of course. However, we can tell that this war is going to necessarily and very importantly change relationships between Americans and Russia, because this business strategy that Trump is building up, and which they're not talking about very much, is very super important right now, which means that we're going to see that a lot of materialistic things, which is also important for the country, right, are going to happen between Russia and United States. And Trump's goal is to renew, not looking at the sanctions and stuff like that, renew right here this broken bridge and change this situation. So what else can I say right here is a very super important thing, is that a lot of Americans are going to be changing their mind, living in their own country, getting kind of like disappointed. However, new people, new new kids that are growing up, they're going to change it for different. And of course, we should never give up or like leave the country just because this is difficult wars. We can still be like connecting together and try to help each other. But the most important thing I can tell you is communities of people, right? When people are connecting, when you, if you didn't know, for example, your neighbor, and you don't know, you don't have resource for something, this is a perfect time to find out who you live by, or be nice with your neighbors, connect and unite, or like um, do the support for each other, starting from mental support, or just show some love to people. And this is a good start where you can definitely start changing something to the better, because people are so abandoned right now, for example. And I can tell you that a lot of communication between people is going to happen, which is going to make people stronger in these difficult times. However, the war is going to last longer than we expected. This card is showing that we're going to be stuck in it for a while, and recovery is going to take a long time. Plus, they're going to try to change us to this new monetary system with electronic dollar. Like I said, we're going to see a lot of changes right here. And they already included a lot of different countries like China, Russia in this electronic situation. And we know about this, right? They're going to be testing first on their governments this electronic system, and they started, I think, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, in Russia, and the China started too. So I do see this changes a lot, which is going to slowly drift to United States too. But people here are not going to be happy about it, because we also are entering another. This is basically World War III. However, we're entering another era of different new wars that are going to be like a Caribbean, I should say, transformation, because as esoteric, I have to tell you this way, right? Transformation of different countries. There's like, it's been piling up, piling up, piling up. We knew this stuff needs to be worked out and stuff like this has to change, and that a lot of United States either changes for cleaner and better, or we're changing to like lower and worse, of course. So here is the star. United States is going to have a brighter future later on, but right now it's just a tough time. But best to unite, of course. And Three of Swords is like a lot of people are going to be hurt and disappointed. A lot of people are going to take part in this near future wars, I should say, maybe for like 5, 6, 7 years in advance. I'm telling you, a lot of things are going to be happening. So we all have to be prepared. And people who know how to save money and how to save the preserve the foods, how to grow the produce, they're going to be the winners right here. So of course we can tell that Two of Cups is a lot of good new friendly countries are going to be with United States. United States can divide in a couple parts, of course. It's possible, highly possible, like Republican and Democratic states are always going. The gap is going to be farther and farther. That's why we see the number two, and it's a cup. We basically want to say that yes, from one side you will say the Two of Cups is a wonderful card, but not in this particular case, right? Because this two is like it's divided by this another Two of Swords, right? Where two different kinds of people are going to be agreeing and not agreeing, and this differentiation is going to echo more and more and more, which is going to produce possibly another wave of protests within a country, and a lot of little things can happen that can grow and transform into something bigger and more serious within the country, except for the Iran and all kind of crisis that's going on right now. Okay, let's see. Also, is United States going to benefit from Iran war right now, or we're going to lose this war, like people wise, maybe money wise, and stuff like that? Are we benefiting more, or we're losing more? What's going on? Well, first of all, of course, this is going to be aggression uh, towards United States. Definitely, a lot of countries are not gonna like this at all. It's gonna be a very aggressive wave of people that are saying that Americans are not possibly like doing good things, and these times are like it's a wild situation that's going on. I think that this will impact the relationship to people of United States from the other countries of the world, even if these countries are allies with United States. The like kind of like greediness and all of this stuff of American government is not going to be appealing to people in different countries. So my kind of word is be careful when you're traveling, saying that you're American and stuff like that. Maybe we're not going to be so welcome in other countries very soon. But however, the transformation is also that we're turning our back to other countries that were friendly to us, right? And we noticed this with Spain. Spain said that they're not going to allow to use their bases towards war in Iran. And this right away is already a tension. I can see this example here pretty clearly. The number of countries that are not going to support this is huge. But however, we can see that we're going to close like a lot of countries are going to have more laws that are going to close their countries inside, like new messengers within one country, new laws that allow people to travel even from United States using some sort of special applications, visa-like things and stuff like that, which can turn to us like this, make it more complicated to travel, make it more complicated to talk to the people who we love or know that live in another country, communicate with our friends, family, and stuff that's outside of the country. It can be more difficult. But this situation is mainly a win for European Union, um, for Russia, I'm sorry, for Russia to take over Ukraine, right? So we can see that the other country, meanwhile, is taking over the territories. They have a chance. This chance is huge right now, and they will have their possibility to take over these territories fairly fast enough, and they are going to get what they want. I want to tell you that this is very, very serious information right here. However, this is a card reading. This is not my personal opinion. I make a prediction from what I know, of course, basically, and from the information that appears on the information level of the cards that I'm reading. Okay, so I want to tell you that this is definitely a huge, huge deal between United States and Russia, right? We are obviously sure that this is going to happen. So yes, a lot of territories of Ukraine are going to be Russian territories fairly faster than it used to be, because right now United States, the European Union have no actually time, money, and they're not going to put so much effort into Ukrainian conflict with Russia. um, Instead, they're going to take care of their own countries and protect their allies that are being attacked or stuff like that, right? So this is the reading about Iranian United States situation for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you can say you can enjoy this. However, I'm trying to describe the information on an esoterical level on how it looks with the most like comfortable to listen and more easy to adjust information, more to accept, I should say, right? So hopefully you enjoyed this video by the information amount, and I tried to pack it with information. I hope you are going to follow the channel, and I hope you're going to put thumbs up. And thank you so much for your attention. Bye. I'll see you all later.